In many Indonesian communities, the transition to the afterlife begins with a physical purification. The corpse washer holds a sacred responsibility to cleanse the dead, washing away the remnants of earthly sin so the soul reaches heaven. For 𝗧𝗵𝗲, the lead actress in the 2024 film The Corpse Washer, this role was a grueling endurance test. She described 3 weeks of filming that left her mentally and physically hollow, trapped in a constant, oppressive state of mourning that felt like it was draining her own life energy. We see that struggle mirrored in the protagonist, Lela. While her mother, Ibu Siti, takes immense pride in this family tradition, Lela is paralyzed by the world of the dead. She wants to be a makeup artist, to work with the living, but she's haunted by omens she can't outrun. Washing a body is more than a service. It is a spiritual confrontation. It forces the living to handle the physical weight of mortality and the unresolved baggage the deceased left behind. Lela's fear and duty collide when Ibu Siti dies under mysterious circumstances. In an instant, she is forced to inherit her mother's role, beginning with the agonizing task of performing the sacred washing ritual on her own mother's body. As Lela cleans the body, she finds a terrifying anomaly. She reaches into her mother's open mouth and pulls out a rusted, bloody barbed wire. Barbed wire doesn't end up inside a throat by accident. This was a calculated, supernaturally driven murder, leaving a physical signature that Siti struggled against a force no one in the village saw coming. The discovery of the wire changes everything for Lela. She can no longer be a passive observer. She has to use the very ritual she feared to investigate a killer hiding in plain sight. The deaths multiply quickly. Siti's friends, Ida and Anna, perish in the same brutal fashion. Before Anna dies, she manages to whisper a single cryptic name, 𝗏. Driven by a need for proof, Lela desecrates a fresh grave. She digs up Ida's body, desperate to see if the same metal signature is hidden beneath the shroud. Inside the coffin, Lela finds the barbed wire and a weathered photograph. It shows the group of friends, but one woman's face has been violently scratched out and wrapped in wire. Lela now has a name and a face for the carnage. Every death in the village leads back to 𝗏, the woman whose identity someone tried to erase from the group's history. 𝗏, a vulnerable widow, was targeted by a smear campaign. Village matriarchs labeled her a homewrecker, weaponizing their gossip. The harassment escalated until an angry mob hounded 𝗏 to suicide, leaving an orphan daughter and a village believing they achieved justice. Lela discovers that Rika, the quiet girl helping around the village, is actually 𝗏's daughter. Under a broken floorboard in Rika's house, Lela finds more defaced photos and the barbed wire used to manifest the curse. The vengeful spirit didn't appear out of thin air. It was summoned by collective cruelty. The village women's self-righteousness birthed the very horror that is now consuming them. When the village discovers Rika is 𝗏's daughter, history repeats itself almost exactly. An angry mob forms, dragging Rika out to execute her for the murders, convinced that one more act of violence will solve their problems. Lela intervenes. Even though Rika is her mother's killer, Lela physically blocks the crowd. She refuses to let the village matriarchs hide by mob justice a second time. The standoff turns violent. In the chaos, a blunt object strikes Lela's brother, Arif. He dies instantly, and the sudden presence of a new innocent corpse finally forces the mob to disperse. Rika survives, but the cost of stopping the mob is permanent. Arif is gone, and the village is left to reckon with a tally of deaths that black magic can't explain away. Lela finally accepts her destiny. She isn't running from the dead anymore. She has become the village's sole corpse washer, the only one capable of handling the secrets that burial shrouds are meant to hide. But the cycle hasn't ended. In a mid-credit scene, Lela prepares a new body for burial. As she cleans the skin, she extracts a long silver needle from the corpse's chin, the undeniable mark of a fresh curse. The ritual begins again. As long as people harbor the kind of malice that births these curses, Lela will be there to wash away the results. Human sin ensures that the corpse washer's work is never finished.